And that's when I said, riddle me that.
Oh,
Hey!
Welcome to this episode of the 2145 podcast. Thank you guys for all the support. we are back. Please like and subscribe this video. And we're just going to take it on. Today is our Batman episode day.
Yes.
The trailer just dropped for Matt Reeves, the Batman. What did you think, Brian Burke?
So we talked about this in our hierarchy of how we think the Batman should be listed.
Right.
I know everybody disagrees with me. I've got Adam West at the top.
Wow.
Followed by Christian Bale. That's okay.
You're telling me Adam West is better than Christian Bale?
Hey, man. 1966.
Get out.
1966 Batman.
Listen, Adam West could be in 2044 Batman. He's still not better than Christian Bale. You can't touch Christian Bale's performance.
Listen to me,
There's
man.
no way.
Listen to me.
I don't think Adam West is the fifth best Batman.
How dare you say that?
Man,
How dare you say that?
I'm telling you.
What I know is this.
Dude has gray Sharpie for eyebrows.
I understand that. But
And
the
his
dude,
acting is garbage.
for being 1966,
Garbage.
he was a pretty big dude. He pulled off the Batman being...
big dude.
He was a big dude.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
no way, dude.
You know?
There's no way.
Listen.
I could beat Adam West Batman.
First of all, let's just run through this real fast.
Okay.
For me, I got Adam West,
Okay.
Christian Bale,
Okay.
okay, probably Michael Keaton,
Man.
and then everything after that is a wash. I don't care about Val Kilmer or George Clooney.
Right.
I
They
don't.
played kind of similar.
They did.
Similar Batman.
And those Batman movies were like when you guys were kids, when you and Morgan were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Right.
it's meant to be kind of fun. Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
Right.
You know, like Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I know, as Mr. Freeze.
Right.
I get it. That's all good. However,
Ice.
I saw that.
Everyone freeze.
I saw the trailer drop.
Or chill.
First thing off the bat,
Okay.
it's dark.
Yeah.
That's what we loved about the Christian Bale Batman.
Correct.
Dark. Second thing,
Mm.
like this Batman, you don't really get a feel for what the dichotomy between Bruce Wayne and Batman is going to be.
Right.
Because we weren't right away introduced into Robert Pattinson about what's going on.
Right.
And then as the action develops,
Yeah.
and you understand that the villain in this movie is possibly, now I don't know if there's going to be more than one villain, but you have the Riddler, right?
Right.
Which, so now we're talking about, there's a psychological aspect to this film.
Yes.
And it's somewhat personal, and and Batman has to kind of use his detective skills. Okay,
Right.
Detective skills. Okay, so we're not relying on the Tumblr. By the way,
Right.
Tumblr version 2. I don't know what that is, but the Batmobile that they show in there,
Looks sick.
it does look sick.
It's dope.
And I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
This is legit.
Yeah.
And then you get a close-up at the end where Robert Pattinson is either talking to the Bat computer or he's talking to himself. I was confused.
Oh.
And
No, he's talking to the Riddler.
He's talking to the Riddler,
Yeah.
but he's not saying anything, but you got the voiceover.
Yeah.
And, man, he looks like he's had a bad day. He
I
really does.
think this version of the Batman is what people want. Because you have an intellectual villain.
All right.
Which, I mean, I think is the best. That makes the best villains.
Somebody that's trying to be one step ahead of you.
Right.
Yeah.
One step ahead of you. It's not Batman as we all know him. You know what I mean? This is like his first, second. I mean, he has combat boots on. So he's not polished.
Right.
He's still kind of working out the kinks and
yeah, we don't know what iteration of his outfit we're in.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's slightly
Newer.
unpolished.
Right.
Yes.
Slightly unpolished, but he's still got some respect, The
Right on.
Gotham PD kind of, give him some room.
They're like, hey, what do you think?
Right. But I like how...
Does this mean anything to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I like how when all the craziness is going on and you just see Robert Pattinson just, like, just stop and stare and like take in what's happening. Everyone else is running. Everyone else is like, they're scared, and he's like, how do I beat this guy? I'm taking all the information,
right?
All the information in. What can I do?
What can I do?
And that's kind of, I think that's great. I think it's going to be better than what we got with Ben Affleck, but they're putting him in new movies. He's going to be in the Flash movie, and he's going to be in what else did they put him in? I think he's going to be in 2 more movies.
What did you make of, at the end of the trailer, there were question marks for the year that it would come out?
Yeah.
Is that because of the situation we're in currently with the COVID? Or do they not know? Like, how much of this movie do you think has been completed? I guess that's the real question. Is this movie completed and we're just waiting for restrictions to be pulled back so we can get people back into the theater? Would they consider streaming it? And they don't, and no decision has been made.
Right.
I don't know. What did you think?
Well, it's $0, $1, right? So it has to be 2021. It can't be 2022 because that ends at a 2.
And the question marks are there because that's kind of the reverse thing.
Yeah.
That's his moniker.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a play on the character.
Okay.
And what you're going to get. It's going to have to be a solving kind
and yet
of thing.
We still don't know.
Exactly, because they have Colin Farrell in as the Penguin.
Okay.
So they have that guy. I don't know who's playing the Riddler, but they also have Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. What do you think of that?
I have zero opinions on that. The fact that Catwoman is appearing in this cast of characters with Batman, that's interesting to me because there might be a dating element to Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And and that character that maybe, there's some type of sexual tension, there's some type of interest there. Because I know that in the Adam West series, which you despise, Catwoman
it's the worst
was
series.
Always kind of, flirting with the Adam West Batwoman or Batman. And so that was a thing.
Right.
But what's different between Halle Berry's Catwoman, it was its own film.
Right.
And it was kind of it wasn't a complete offering of that character. And
I agree.
And I think sometimes that if you include them in the movie, it's going to be movie 1 for Robert Pattinson plus all of these new characters. Well, they're not new characters, but these new actors that are going to portray this story.
Yeah.
Then this is how we're going to start it off. I'm excited about that. So if the Catwoman's in there, that's cool. I guess, is Barbara Gordon in there? Which Robin are we talking about? Is this Jason Todd? Since this is whatever time period we're in, like, I'm guessing.
I hope not Jason Todd.
Okay, so do you think we're past the Flying Graysons?
I don't even think we're there because.
Okay, you don't think we have a Robin at all?
No, I think what I would hope for. I hope they do expand it into the Bat family.
Okay.
Because that's what makes it cool. Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, all of that. I genuinely don't like.
Makes for a lot of screen time.
It does, but I genuinely don't like when they're like Batman works alone. This dude, Batman and Robin is so famous. Why do they always do that? I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like the I work alone Batman. He's in the Justice League, so clearly not.
Obvious.
Yes. And also he has like 3 other members that tag along. So I would like to see them take on, the multiple Robins and, really give, some screen time to those characters because we haven't had a solid Robin in any of the films. They didn't give Joseph Gordon-Levitt his time.
He was the best Robin. Well, and you didn't even know he was Robin until the end of the film.
Yeah, that's
true. When he walks into the Batcave.
Right.
Which was wild. I was like, what?
But
Can't we bring that back?
Was he really Robin though? Because he's gonna get the bat suit.
Okay,
but
he's not gonna be
Christian
Batman,
Bale's Batman.
There's only one Batman. So is that Nightwing?
No.
Could that have been Nightwing?
Bro. You gotta check it out.
Yeah.
So, Christian Bale is Batman. That Bruce Wayne retired as Batman.
Okay.
So he's giving the mantle of Batman over.
Yes.
So, I like the Robin kind of like nod because he's gonna take it over. But I don't think Bruce Wayne gave him a red suit.
Okay.
With the Robin bike.
He probably didn't.
Yeah.
But because that franchise is over and that story is done.
Yeah.
All we can do is speculate about how we wanted to see it.
Right. I would have loved him for Joseph Gordon-Levitt to suit up as Robin and Batman. I would have loved. Yeah. I would have loved and Nightwing. I would have loved all of them.
So if he would have been we have a new series, he would have been Nightwing, and you would have seen something slightly
that would have been
different.
Great.
It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with this is give those characters their due because they're so great. And I mean, Barbara Gordon could eventually get shot, turn into Oracle. Lots of great stuff there. And if you want to get gory with, what would be great if we got the Red Hood storyline, but you didn't get that till after. It opens up with the Joker and the crowbar, and you see Robin getting beat up, Jason Todd, and then that's how the movie starts.
Oh, wow.
Batman can't save Robin.
See, I didn't think about it that way.
And then some time passes, and Tim Drake figures out who Bruce Wayne really is. But I would love to. I think it's gonna be. I would love to see that, but I think it's gonna be more of a year 1, year 2, 3, 4 maybe. I don't think he's been in it long because he's not polished. I mean, the Batmobile looks sick, but it's not. You know what I mean? It looks like a car. It's not really the Batmobile. And
that's the way Adam West's Batman was.
Oh, jeez, man.
Yeah,
geez.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know how you love those. What are you doing? I don't know.
Well,
that's your cup of tea.
I was worried. Okay, so my experience with Robert Pattinson, who's going to be this new Batman, is from Twilight.
Right.
By taking you guys to the theaters when the Twilight series was hot and heavy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gosh, we're going to have some teenage heartthrob who is he's a vampire.
Jeez.
I don't even remember his name. Was he a Cullen? Was that their name?
Edward Cullen?
Yeah. Wow, shout out. Okay.
Yeah. But I think this is why we should be excited, is because he already got the paycheck. He's already rich.
Okay.
He's not doing this because he wants money.
He wants to.
Yeah. I mean, he's got $100 million.
Why take on a movie where you're going to get massive criticism based on your portrayal of a great character?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done smaller films. He's like, hey, I got the money. I can hire, all the acting teachers I want.
Right.
What's that? You got $100 million. I doubt acting coaches take that long. And, he did small films like The Lighthouse.
Right.
Which people want Willem Dafoe as the Joker. I love that idea.
Okay.
And I think you have a guy who kind of did the Twilight thing for the paycheck, and now he's like, okay, what do I really want to do? What can I add to this? I've refined my skills as an actor. And
the make
I think he's going
the make
full
it
force.
Or break it for me is going to be, how does he pull off the Bruce Wayne portion of the here's who I am out in real life, and here's who I am when there's chaos going down, and we need someone to come in to kind of settle down and stop some of this crime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing that I loved about the Dark Knight series with Christian Bale is that he did a great job of being Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he did.
He's putting with the secretary. She won't take the guy, the chairman of the board's call,
right?
Okay, because she's too busy. Just being flirty with Bruce Wayne. He's swimming in the pool,
the koi pond or whatever.
That's right. In the hotel with the ladies.
Yeah. And he buys the hotel or the restaurant.
That's right.
He buys it.
That's right.
Gets out of check. That was great.
He buys it. You know,
I love that.
Also, every time he works with Lucius Fox, you know, he's always asking, "Hey, does the tumbler come in black?"
Right.
You know, like he's kind of figuring it out, but like he's figuring it out as Bruce Wayne to create the Batman character.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
What I get from this movie is the Batman character is already in tow.
Yeah.
But how long? That's the question.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say new, but I'm really excited to see like the different kind of the different take on Batman, because it seems kind of like Commissioner Gordon is the guy from Westworld and Hunger Games.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
I love that. He's got a smooth voice, and he's ready to say some riddles, and I think this Batman's really gonna be determined on the other characters.
Okay.
I don't think it's just gonna be him, because what makes The Dark Knight so electric is that you have Christian Bale Batman and Heath Ledger Joker. Their interaction is what makes that film.
Yes.
Same thing with Rises. You have Tom Hardy's Bane.
Correct.
And then you have Christian Bale, and their chemistry is great.
Yes. And Bane's in the top physical condition and at the top of his game, and Batman has really taken some time off.
Right.
And kind of gets reintroduced into it. By the who's the gal that plays the Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises? Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, yeah.
Which does a great job of. I love the scene where she's in the bar and she's screaming.
Yes, and she just acts it, drops it.
Yeah,
wow.
And then she just gets up and walks out.
Yep.
She's just like, okay.
That was great.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know, Anne Hathaway. She's not really my first choice as Catwoman, but she killed that role.
Right, because we got Princess Diaries. Right.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
We're kind of judging. The problem sometimes you have this kind of preconceived notion about what you think characters will be based on the actor's portrayal from other roles.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
So we kind of know her from these movies, and I think I have done the same thing with Robert Pattinson based on Twilight, and it's totally unfair.
Right.
So I saw that trailer. I give it an A+. And I got it. Did you see my shirt?
Dude, I love that shirt.
First of all, let me tell you the story of this shirt.
Okay.
Because I love Batman so much. When I was in 7th grade, Donnell Middle School in Findlay, Ohio was 7 through 9, because the middle school system had not yet been established as grade 6 to grade 8. Okay. So when you went to middle school back in the day, you went from grade 7 to grade 9. So your last year of middle school was your first year of high school. So your freshman year was the last year at Donnell Middle School. Okay. So Penny's at the Findlay Village Mall had a run on Batman shirts and Joker shirts.
That's
and
dope.
Between 9th grade and 10th grade, our first year at Findlay High School, these shirts were flooding the market. And I got the one with the purple Batman because it was just so cool. And, you know, just it's amazing that this shirt has lasted that long.
Yeah.
But it has. And so in honor of this podcast, I thought I would wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks great.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that shirt, and I'm a fan of that like old school kind of Batman feel.
Yeah.
Except for Adam West. But that's something else, man.
So what do you think? Is this going to start a new line of comics?
I think it's going to change how they write comics. I think every iteration that they put of a comic book hero to film, it changes how it is. Okay. Same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy with Marvel. They released a film. Now all of those, the Guardians team is what you saw in the film. It's very, it's very closely related to that because that's what people see.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be the same thing where you'll see this iteration of Batman, and it will change the video games, it will change the comics,
right.
if it takes off, and people like that. And that's really kind of where, because people love the Guardians of the Galaxy film, so they were like, give me more of that. And so comic book writers and,
they got to get on board.
They as fans, take that in too. And then I feel like that switches kind of the storylines of the character.
So I got to tell you, I was a little bummed out. First of all, I'm bummed out on a very superficial level about Ben Affleck being put in more movies, because if Pattinson hits this out of the park, I would just be like, just put him in with the Justice League, right? Because I approve of Wonder Woman and I approve of Aquaman, and the rest of the characters, I guess, remains to be seen.
Shazam?
Shazam
was
Shazam.
Great. Oh, dude, Shazam was wonderful.
Yes, I mean, just the actor from Chuck to be Shazam is
money.
However, my thing is like, so for merch and for all the stuff that we now have to consider, you really have got to nail down what this Batman is going to represent. And so we just don't know. It's like you said, it's unproven at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really hoping that, this really takes off.
Right. Yeah, no, I hope so too. And I don't know. I like the idea of having multiple people play Batman at the same time.
Right.
Like, let's get a Batman TV show. Listen, I don't like the Adam West, but you like the Adam West. Why can't we have a Batman TV show now? We have the CW, they have the Flash and Arrow.
Yeah.
Which they took Arrow and kind of made it a knockoff Batman show. That's really what it was.
Well, we had the show where we had young Bruce Wayne, and we're trying to follow him through his adolescent years.
I mean, no one cares about
it. Was hard to
show.
watch.
It was so hard to watch.
It was slow to develop.
And they didn't really get their footing. The Penguin was the best part of that.
Possibly,
that actor really shined.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I'm like, let's get a Batman show. Like, let's get a Batman looking like that or like this, and it can be like on a Titans budget, but let's get more of that. If you want Ben Affleck's Batman to take off, give him more screen time. They gave him 20 minutes for how many films? And
it's rough.
You can't love a character if he's never on screen,
right?
And or talking. I mean, I feel like they even kind of cut out a lot of Superman, because Henry Cavill says 3 sentences during the whole film, and they're like, "There's your Superman," and I'm like, "Come on, man!
Yeah,
come
develop
on.
that character just a little.
Release the Snyder cut." So I want as much Batman as possible. Unlike, I would say, Iron Man.
Right.
Because I only want to see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I don't want to see multiple Iron Men. I feel like that's kind of the difference. Is that everyone kind of has their, like, who's Batman? You know what I mean?
Right.
I always think Christian Bale. But
right. Me too. Yep.
If these Robert Pattinson movies are amazing and he does a better job, then I'll probably think of him as Batman. But it really depends.
I think that my hope is that this series of films can compete with what Marvel did with getting to, like, Endgame.
Right.
Now, can they do it? I don't know. I mean, that took years to develop.
Yeah, it did.
And given kind of the nature of where we are in the world right now, with so much going on and so many restrictions, it's going to be hard to get people back into the theaters.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm worried about that, but that trailer is out of sight.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, when he beats up the Joker thug and just keeps hitting him, I was like, oh, wow, this is dark. And then he just he doesn't stop. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is this is a different world we're in.
That's right.
And he's like, I am vengeance. And I'm like, wow.
Okay.
Cool character. That's what we got.
This is a guy. He's not. Don't take this Batman lightly, everybody.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll get a chance to get into the theater.
Yes.
We'll get a chance to see it. We'll see merch roll out.
Right.
We'll see how it gets teased.
Yeah.
But this has potential. I don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But right now it's got potential, and that gives you an element of hope.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. And on that note, that will conclude our Batman episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to the 2145 podcast. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate all of you guys.